You look stunned.
哎，队友呢？
队友嘞，
哎，队友呢？队友呢？
队友呢？
in this tournament so far. I know it's an early call.
They keep playing like this, I wouldn't be surprised. And I've got to say, Pog, these new drafts, they get me excited. There's a PA in the game, there's a Sven in the game. It's very different. Even the Timbersaw being thrown in to the mix now, and well, Fnatic just completely switching things up altogether. And I'd like to ask you your opinion. Who has the better draft? Don't worry about that. What do you think?
To tell you the truth, I think Fnatic's draft, once again, I'm going to have to stand by what I say. The easy to execute draft is the one I will go with. I have to go with Fnatic on that one. But you know what? Motivate, they're going to come in with some enthusiasm. They're going to come in with a lot of confidence. And their heroes just have enough luck that they could pull this off quite comfortably. I'm going to go with Motivate just because I want to see an underdog story. And I think it'd be hilarious if Fnatic lost.
Love to see it, but as QO said, why would you choose PA? It's a stupid hero, and
it's not a good PA game. Like, no, there's so much armor on Fnatic. Like, yeah, sure, you get the Deso, you get the armor corruption later on, but Timber's gonna have 30 plus armor. Dragon Knight gets passive 30 plus armor. Sven has the war cry. Tim, oh, even Ogre is tanky. Who is he gonna blow up?
That is true. I mean, there's nobody really on the map that he could just delete apart from maybe that Mirana, but even then she could probably just leap away in time. We'll find out. Especially for Fnatic though, I've got to say. I mean, last game, in game number 2, they weren't taking any bounty runes away from MG.Trust. This game around, I don't think you can give that much free gold away to this dire side.
Yeah, honestly, it felt like they gave away like 15k worth of gold.
Yeah.
Which is just insane to think about. I wouldn't even want to know how many bounty runes. Like, I stopped counting at the 10-minute mark. I was like, nah, it's too many. Like, I don't want to see this from first.
See the top lane, of course. Boombell and Jackky gonna be up against Forev and DJ. Now, this is the Timbersaw up against that PA. Of course, Boombell on the Undying should be able to annoy Forev quite a bit, but the PA probably gonna have to sit back and just dagger creeps the whole time, especially as the levels go up on this Timber.
Yeah, definitely. The panel did mention that a tri-lane was possible. It's clear now Ogre just TP'd bot, actually, on jabs. So they don't really want to commit to this tri-lane scenario. Masaros had such a good game of time. They're a bit worried, maybe. But yeah, you're right. PA's just not going to have a fun time in my eyes. Especially once Forev gets level 3 and he has 2 levels in that.
On the other side of things, like once you get later on in the game, will the PA be able to outscale the side of Fnatic with this Sven Timber? You know, the Void Spirit does tend to drop off just a little bit as you approach the late game. Does become a bit more of a utility-based kind of core still. Boombell and DJ gonna run straight past each other.
Yeah, this is the only part I find annoying about watching lanes. That taunt.
Oh, yeah, the sound to it?
Yeah, that's how it all started. That taunt. You're gonna lose a courier though, just as long as I'm memeing, but...
Jacky's courier does go down to DJ, and that's one of the good things about the Mirana. He doesn't even have leap up yet, but he can just kind of get between those couriers and just take them out.
Yeah, definitely. This is where it gets hard. So Jackky actually lost his magic stick, so Forev can still scam with him the chain if he fucks like he's doing. This is now a really hard lane.
Look at bot lane though. Raven and Jabs up against the LC and the Grimstroke. Raven, it doesn't seem like he's going to struggle for this lane on the Sven. Like, it might be a little bit annoying up against Masaros, and you could make the argument they can't really kill the LC. But in terms of CS, he should be just fine.
It should go close to even. Legion's Sven, they're going to play the lane very similar, and obviously Grimstroke and Jabs, they're going to brawl. It comes down to whether or not you can get multiple hero overwhelming on.
Dire's courier has been killed.
DJ again getting another courier, this time Boombells, and they've just been fighting over these creep waves in this large neutral camp. Forev just not allowing them to take it for free.
I love how Forev's just on full health. He's sitting in between both heroes, just doesn't care. No worries in the world.
Some way the decay helps you with that, doesn't it? Because you just reactive armor HP regen. you lower your HP pool.
Yeah, definitely. And then obviously once decay runs out, it gives you the... So yeah, you're right. Like, as long as he doesn't get bursted, it's good for him. Bot lane though. Ooh, Raven taking a few auto attacks.
He is. He'll be just fine, it seems like. Of course, we're looking at Moon and Fearless in the mid lane, and that's been, like you said, just a very, very even lane. They're just CSing pretty much the exact same rate. Forev, top lane, still just going at it with Boombell and Jackky. They just can't contest the Timbersaw at close quarters. Speaking of that Timber, I mean, I don't really necessarily see a direct counter towards that Timbersaw in this game.
It's pretty much only going to be the Soulbind. Obviously, Soulbind, you can't get out of it. You get stuck next to your teammate. And more often not, they just throw the spells at you so they can hit the teammate who's trying to run away from you. But outside of that, yeah, I think Timber's going to have a pretty close to free game. As long as they have Moon or, of course, Raven not standing on top of him, those two heroes need a bit more leeway when it comes to fights. This is a well-rounded tanky draft for Fnatic.
Raven staying by his tier 1 tower, doesn't want to venture too far off. Of course, Jabs is pulling the small camp, just trying to get that creep equilibrium underneath their own tier 1 tower. But Q is actually going to have a go with the Inkswell onto Jabs. Do they have the damage with the overwhelming odds? It could be enough down. Yeah, Masarossi is able to get the first blood. Jabs will go down, and Raven, unfortunately, unable to assist.
And Jabs uses a cell for that.
Oh,
so,
that's unfortunate.
110 gold down the tubes, didn't really get any use out of it, still dies anyway. And first blood right before the bounty runes. And Boombell rather, instantly goes and steals the third bounty rune.
3-1 again.
Radiant are scanning.
A nice feeling here. This dire side. The more gold you can get on this PA, and the faster you can get it, the better. I mean, you talked about how he's not really going to be able to burst anyone down once you get to that mid to late game, but assuming you can get the farm on the PA very, very early on, kind of similar to last game, how we got that 6-minute Midas, if you were that far ahead on the PA, it just won't matter what heroes you're playing.
That is true, definitely, and you can see he's going that Battle Fury, like you said, he needs farm. And Battle Fury is still the quickest acceleration you can have for a core. Midas is great, but when you have that innate attack speed from Phantom Strike and obviously the dagger itself can cleave, you definitely go for the Battle Fury if you need to this massive.
PJ, a bit of a rotation into the mid lane. Of course, he has that arrow, but he needs Moon to set up with the Dragon Tail. Fearless does get the Aether Remnant. Arrow flying in. Fearless, he does have to take it, and DJ will leap in with the follow-up damage. Okay. That's a great rotation out from this Mirana. Moon just barely able to find the stun in time.
That was pretty much picture perfect on both the Dragon Tail and then obviously
Dire's middle tower
the arrow came through just as he came to from this. A nice little play from Moon, and obviously now that they've got the Cardi wave, they're going to push pretty heavily. There's like some weird skirmishes happening on the side here.
It is. The Grimstretch was trying to go for a bit of an Inkswell play, but won't quite get it off.
Oh, Boombell, top lane.
Has been killed.
Be in danger.
He has another chain. He has, yeah, there we go.
Forev will find the kill with the Chakram, and it's the problem with the Undying as well. Like, you tend to have the early game as your strong point. I don't feel like the Undyings really had the greatest early game, though, to really make it so this pick's worth it.
Yeah, definitely not against the Timber. It sounds like good on paper. Oh, I'm going to remove strength from a hero that requires to have a high level of strength, have a high health pool. But the problem is, your combo with a hero they couldn't kill. And now Undying's going to look really sad. Boombell has to come bot, tail between his legs, basically, and try to harass him.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Well, heroes going there onto Fearless, it seems like, but have some support. Of course, Jackky actually going for a bit of a TP down a bot lane, where we do have a duel out on Raven. The Sven going to be alright for now. He's just on the run. Very, very low on HP, and Boombell does give more vision. Masaros chasing. Dagger going to slow down Raven. Do they want to dive the T1? They definitely do. Overwhelming odds will be enough, but now the Fire Blast follow-up from Jabs to allow Moon to at least get some form of a trade. But that's your pos 1 for a pos 5. Yeah. Not a great feeling for Fnatic. In fact,
not a great trade at all.
Yeah, just died. Moon not respecting the PA. And he might just get punished for it. He does go down. Jabs trying to fight back. DJ will TP in and they'll just leap straight into this team fight. Masaros does go down. That'll be it. Side of the Dire just gonna accept the fact that they got some great trades and just back out of it.
Yeah, that's so heads up. They see the raid boss coming in. Forever, obviously, not at max level, not huge just yet, but you see a Timbersaw, you run. That's just inbuilt in Dota players' brains. Even if he doesn't have stacks, nothing, you just run away.
Just run.
He's TPing in for a reason. He feels that the fight's gone on long enough, the spells are down, and they do get away with a pretty nice trade.
They definitely do.
And it looks like Masaros is actually going to prep for another duel off against Raven. I can see Boombell and obviously Fearless on the side.
Masaros, he does get the duel off, but do they have the damage output? Fearless, he has a DD active, and they will definitely have the damage for Raven. You just don't care for the duels if you keep killing off this POS 1, but a nice arrow out onto Fearless. Just no damage, no follow-up. He had the Resonant Pulse shield up.
Yeah, and they also use Dragon Form for this. Oh, Jabs.
He's back in on Jabs. Jabs is going to go down to the Resonant Pulse.
He just built the Urn too, so that's some Urn charges coming for Fearless. Obviously, Urn's pretty useless until you get that full vessel with how tanky these heroes are, but it's something, like they add up.
Fearless is not done. He wants to keep going. They haven't learned their lesson quite yet. Fearless, he will get stunned up. Arrow gonna fly in from DJ, but it's not gonna be that long of a stun. Still, they continue to try and just chip away. Fearless dissimulates back for the large cap.
You madman!
He's Fearless, but here come the cavalry. Forev joining in with the rest of his team. Raven gonna God Strength up after Boombell. Boombell will drop. Masaros is a very, very fast LC, and it's like he might be alright, but Forever is still on the chase. I don't believe he caught the glimpse of the LC running to that tree line, and well, they only really lose the Undying.
All I'm hearing in the head is my head like Fearless with no regard for his teammates' lives because he just straight left Boombell out to dry. He did not care. He's like, yeah, see him, man, you can die for me. Yeah. And just bails out. Obviously, it's fine because you got a couple creeps from the big camp. You stole them off the DK. But still, man, Boombell has a family somewhere.
He does. Raven and DJ going to stick around together. Of course, Raven already having a difficult start to his game. 2 deaths on the spend. DJ, the Moonlight Shadow down a bot lane. Oh, look at Jackky, but Arrow, he's going to be revealed. They know he's there. Q on the chase with Boombell. DJ still has a bit more time on that invis. Silence will be juked out, but now Fearless is around, but he does not connect the 8th Remnant. And DJ, surprisingly enough, gets himself out of there.
And that's huge for DJ. The wave actually died mostly to the tower, so it's now a safe tower. Unfortunately, Forev's actually down here by himself, so he needs to be careful he doesn't get shot.
They're going. King Swirl with the Flesh Golem and the Tombstone. It's going to be a lot of damage flying out. Forev, he cannot sustain it. Masaros with a nice duel just at the last second to get a bit of bonus damage for himself. Fnatic, they're pushing the mid lane. They're trying to get something done. They at least get that.
And they're leading Fearless here to solo defend. Masaros has just come in. But this is really awkward. He has no mana.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
It'll be enough. Just the presence alone will get Fnatic to just go back to their side of the map, while the rest of the team just push out that bot tier 1 tower. Because they were slightly behind with the tier 1. They did kind of need to take that out because their top tier 1 did go down, but it's gone now. Holy moly! They understand. I mean, Fnatic, they know that they're kind of just stuck farming. They've got no they've got really no options here.
Yeah, I mean, we mentioned, or at least I was talking about the Sven Axe. He's actually rushing it. He's going Echo Saber Axe.
The way you play it.
He realizes sometimes you build a middle item, sometimes you build a Chrysalis, sometimes you build a BKB. He's like, no, I need a stun right now. I need to get in these fights. They're just kiting me around so much. And it's a heads-up play from Raven, but it's going to make these fights really awkward for Motivate.
Good. Going to jump in with a Dragon Tail stun on Fearless. There was no real angle for an arrow there, and looks like DJ wasn't even around. Boombell actually just keeping tabs on where Jabs is on the Ogre.
Trust Q?
Now just really closing in on that mid-tier 1, just remaining around the area, understanding they might find an opening onto Moon on that DK. But so is Raven and Jabs.
Radiant's bottom tower
Ward's
is
placed,
under attack.
Boombell.
Oh, they're gonna find. Oh, that's an
Fire
arrow.
Blast, Arrow gonna come in with Raven and the God Strength. He tries to burst him down. No, the Soul Rip keeps the LC alive, and now they try to turn Boonbill. He might die, or maybe he doesn't. Another Soul Rip will keep him alive. Moon is trying to move forward with Forev, but can they get anyone? Q and Boonbill sticking close. Now they're grouped up. They do go down. Both supports being lost for the side of MG.Trust, but it looks like Jackky might clean up, or maybe he gets cleaned up. He's trying, but he does go down after taking down Raven. Fearless still on the run. Chains there, but Forev is gonna have the vision, and of course, they are gonna have the damage through Moon. And I believe that's the first good team fight that's happened for Fnatic this game.
Yeah, they've had a lot of scrappy ones where they pick up a 1-for-1 or a 2-for-1 trade, but that's the first clear-cut fight victory for Fnatic, and I think that's the first time they've actually played as fight. Usually they'll have Raven or Forev missing, but they decide they commit everyone, and you can see here on the replay the stun combination to almost kill Master.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Close. Sorif was pretty clutch from the Undying. Boonbill not afraid to give his own life away as long as his cores do survive through all the damage.
It's a shame that you can see they committed so much to keep the Legion alive. They actually ran out of damage to kill them. You can see Moon here so low. Fearless obviously out of mana, out of health, and out of teammates eventually.
With that, Fnatic, they've got a 3k net worth lead. You look at Moon on that DK, he has the blink up. You've got these forms of initiation now. Of course, you look to Forev, he's been farming just fine on the Timber. He's ready to fight whenever. I believe we might be getting very close to that point where Fnatic will start running at the side of this Trust side.
Yeah, we're only about 2 or 3 minutes off that Death Ball Dota that we like to talk about.
Love it.
They might, however, wait for Raven to get his... It won't come until about 18, 19 minutes. He is obviously 3k away from that. But I reckon they could go. They've got Blink, they've obviously got 4M Fuel stepped up. Boonbill is playing so aggressively here. I feel like this is the free kill you can take.
Boonbill is going to be spotted out by Jabs. Back off out of range of the Fire Blast.
Oh,
playing around with Jabs.
Don't go back in, you madman. Oh, I feel like that's the motivate shtick. They all just play like absolute insane animals sometimes. They're just like, yeah, you know what? We'll fight here. I don't care.
Way to do it.
And it works.
Forev.
Wait, look at this fight.
Yeah, they're just going to jump in on the tankiest target, Forev. He'll use up through the Inkswell. We just find to turn back around. Q getting caught with his pants down, and he does die. That was a very interesting sort of initiation to go for. Perhaps just not realizing the Yules was there. And I believe Moon's looking for more.
Yeah, Moon isn't going to find anyone. Did use the blink. But you see what I mean? They just... That's not a good fight, and they're going to take it anyway. They even had time to ponder, like, should we do this?
Jumps in. Stun is there with the arrow follow-up, but they have the damage. Boonbill, he's just on the front lines, and that is one big flesh golem just rushing towards Jabs. Roll Jabs, just taking all this damage. Now, DJ going to join in, but there's the duel out from the LC. With the mech from DJ, it will not be enough, and here comes Raven with the Soulbind, holding him in with Moon. This is not looking great for Fnatic. They're trying to fight back. Boonbill sticking around too long, does go down. Now Q, with this fight, be alright to back off. The rest of Fnatic will do the same.
Oh, these fights are getting really close. They're getting spicy.
They are.
It is still a win, obviously, for Motivate getting that dual damage. It's only 20, but it's something.
Exactly, I mean, he's still got the Battle Fury up, just farming up and going straight towards that Desolator pickup now. That's kind of what he's going to need here. Just a bit more damage, a bit more minus armor for himself.
And you can see here, they needed that tiny bit more damage on both sides because Masaros is running in the middle of the fight here. You can see Moon and Raven are on half health. Boonbill gets 3-shot though.
Yeah,
the poor man. His ultimate ran out, he just didn't have a health pool.
Well, it's a Sven, right? Like, you kind of expect that. If the Sven's red, you probably shouldn't be around the Sven.
If Sven's red, you're dead. I wish I could say I came up with that, buddy.
Oh, DJ. Mirana looks like he's just rushing the Guardian Greaves. Forev going for a Crimson Guard now on the Timbersaw. So just really wanting to nullify any of the damage the PA is going to be throwing out. And it seems like a smart pickup because there's just so much physical damage.
Yeah, it's also nice for the duel. Like you said, so much physical damage. If you can keep a duel target alive and they get their spell kit off, even if they die afterwards, it's enough to turn that fight.
Smoke up. Fnatic gonna rush towards Jackky down at that bot lane.
Do they know he's here though?
Jacky's already
They
back
have the vision.
off Moon. No, he knows, and he goes straight onto the PA with the Dragon Tail, and now the arrow landing perfectly from DJ. But the PA is not dead yet. Jackky, press the attack, will keep him alive. Jab's trying to get him there with the Fire Blast, and the Ignite, but now the Jewel comes out. They are using everything to protect this PA, but at what cost? Masseros does go down, and Boombell, he's on the run, but he's going nowhere. Does get used up.
Not my boy
Dire's
Boombell.
bottom tower is
Boombell, he's
under
gone,
attack.
and the PA, I mean, on the brighter side, Jackky does get out of there.
They actually got Raven in the mid lane. Fearless pretty much solo killed him.
Moon gonna try and punish him for this. No arrow gonna be there. Hugh currently occupying that Mirana. Fearless still in danger. Arrow is actually gonna land just from the behind, and now Q, he wasn't around trying to help out Fearless. He's also gonna pay for this.
You sound like
Fearless should have had a bit more fear. Should have. He had stealth. He had the simulator. He had the pulse up. He had the astral step up. He decides to try to bait them all out. Gets caught by an arrow. Oh, the poor kid.
Unfortunate. That gives Fnatic a 6k net worth lead now, going into this game number 3, and 15 to 10 with a 6k net worth lead. They're looking great. I mean, it's that point. We talked about it. They're going to run at them over and over again. And this is that point where you start asking, what does Jackky do? He's not bursting anyone.
Yeah, not much. So he gets that BKB, which is what, 600, 700 gold away. On the other side, though, you've obviously, I don't know if you've noticed, but Raven's 200 gold away from his axe.
Beautiful.
And Crimson is about 500 gold away as well. So
Fearless. Go in onto Jabs, and that'll be another nice duel victory. Once that Ags is up on the spend, I mean, that's it. That's the green light to go.
Well, like the golden orb, but really, this is every time. I still don't understand why they gave him such a ridiculous. Like, I don't think he needed it.
It is a funny Ags, the Superman Ags, but I don't know. He's always had this problem of just getting kited around consistently, the spend throughout all of history. So I suppose the idea was, let's just give him something to close the gap.
I understand that, but they gave it an auto attack as well. Like when you hit the targets, it auto attacks all of them. It's just like, oh, you've got cleave, plus we'll give you more cleave because you hit them all. Just
Maybe
it
a bit
seems like a
unnecessary.
lot. Yeah.
Maybe a bit too much. There's that BKB for Jackky, by the way. But Moonlight Shadow out from Fnatic. Boombell gonna run straight into them. They'll just accept the free kill. Does actually have help coming in, but Motivate getting used up. That's City Masseros in the air now with the 8th runner not really latching on apart from DJ. Continuing to chase Masseros, but Masseros is just melting now though. They jump in, they want to take this team fight. Jackky with the BKB, getting one in the form of Jab, and now also gets Pharem. He'll chase down Moon on the DK, but he's a much tankier target, and Raven is also around. There's another duel out, but it's not going to be enough to kill off Moon. Masseros, he is very, very low, and there's the Superman flying out from Raven. But now Jackky going to back around. He doesn't care. He wants to go after Raven, and it looks like Raven's accepted the fact that he's probably just dead. He's got nowhere to go.
Massive fight. Obviously, Masseros did buy back for that fight, but definitely worth the dieback, I believe. You've sacked your game basically to enable everyone else on your
attack.
And Jacky's BKB coming in pretty clutch there before the Crimson Guard was ready for him.
Tower is under attack.
They'll go after the mid-tier 1 tower now. It'll be a very easy tower to take, and Fnatic.
Radiant's middle
You kind of ask yourself, where did they go wrong in that
Dire's
last
top
team
tower
fight? Like,
is under
Jackky just
attack.
kind of blinked in and suddenly people were just dying.
I think not registering the fact that BKB was ready.
Right.
So as soon as they commit all their spells, Jack comes in with the BKB, and we're going to see a replay here.
So they get Boombell very, very easy. They go after Masseros, and yeah, there's the point where Jackky just kind of jumps in, starts shredding people apart. Jab and Pharem both go down, and they tried to fight back Raven.
I think they got lucky here. I think Moon could have died if
Dire
Jackky
are
jumped on him.
scanning.
Doesn't though. That Fnatic, they're not done though. They're going to smoke up again. They're going to try a second time. See if this time it'll be any different.
They might find Jackky on the front line though, because they're smoking as well. And obviously, when you have the blur, you do front line quite often. So it'll be interesting to see who blinks on who first. Motivate, they're going top. They might just dodge out the smoke gank entirely.
Smoke themselves here.
Oh, they're also close to 20. This is one of those games where I actually question if you go evasion or armor. Usually evasion is the better talent.
Radiant's
Armor
bottom
corruption,
tower is under
they
attack.
don't really have that much damage if they don't get the burst down. I'm curious to see what he'll go. I'm going to need a 10k player to tell me what to do here.
All right. Got the Deso up. Just one he already had that.
No, he had the Blightstone and then went back for big.
Right. All right, so the whole time he was fighting without Deso anyway. Double damage is there. Fearless just going to jump in and protect that DD rune as Jackky is making his way to it.
This is probably a Roshan now.
Straight for the Roche. Jabs, of course, has buyback available, but even if you were to commit that buyback, can you fight into a DDPA with a brand new Deso up?
You have to burst, but you saw that they were throwing the arrow there for both scouting vision and to see if they could get Jackky. But the problem is if you don't get Master on, press the attack and resets the fight, and all of a sudden you have an attack speed machine on the PA.
Dire's middle tower
And you can't
is
deal
under
with
attack.
it. The BKB just pretty much negates all of Fnatic's damage right now because Sven just doesn't have that much damage yet.
By the way, you were right. He does... No, you weren't right, in fact. He does go for the evasion talent.
Okay, I'm quite happy with this.
Yeah.
Evasion is the normal go. I was just curious. Obviously, evasion's going to be Sven. Very good against DK. Something against Morana. Yeah. But so I don't know, this armor corruption talent, it feels like it's been left on the wayside, and I'm kind of curious what it needs to get that little back
Radiant's
into
top
the middle.
tower is
It's a
under
high
attack.
number.
You did 7 or something.
Yeah,
Nerfing it.
It was ridiculous. It was quite a talent to have.
Dire's
We're going to go after that top tier 2 tower. Fnatic going to just focus down the bottom towers. Both teams comfortable with the trade.
4F though in the mid lane.
Getting Yule's up. Fearless going to have the Aether to lock him in, and they'll have the jewel from Maceros if they want to commit. No, Yule's is out now from the Timber. Perem still trying to survive. Does actually survive. But the Undying is still there, and there's the jewel coming out now. A double. And with that, they want to chase for more. They've already got 2 down. DJ on the run with Moon. They'll go after the Morana with the Inkswell on Fearless. With that silence, DJ cannot leap out of there.
Radiant's middle tower is under
This is
attack.
looking really awkward for Fnatic. This is legitimately a window where you could lose your access. You've got no buyback on the Timber, no buyback on Morana. They're both in the grave for quite some time,
Radiant's
so
middle tower has fallen.
DJ and 4F, they're going to be watching from the sideline as Jackky just rips apart their
Radiant's middle tower
Go,
is
tier 3 under siege, 26 minutes in. They've also got a siege creep to help out, which is always nice.
Is under attack.
got a siege creep and obviously Maceros is just standing behind him, removing the freeze fire.
Radiant's middle tower.
Oh, it's the little things in life.
It is the little things. Jackky just, mid-racks. There's no defense coming out yet. They're waiting for the respawns of these supports.
Oh my god, Jabs
Jabs.
needs to be careful.
That's a lot of damage coming out from Jackky.
Jabs had buyout?
Forever.
Okay.
They want to defend that melee barracks, and they do, but the Dragon Tail is there from Moon to get started.
They gotta be careful though, because another item's coming in, I believe it was a Basher. Yes, there's a Basher on Jackky. They will see it, so they need to be careful this fight, but...
Back in, Fearless, Forever, just going up to them, throwing out that Whirling Death. Forever keeps going, Boombo, he's about to die, but he gets the Soul Reef off, and now the Dragon Tail is there, but the Soul Bind is out from Q. Raven pops the God Strength, wants to go after Maceros. No, he might turn around onto the Void Spirit, but Fearless is down a bit. Meanwhile, Jackky just going back in on top of the Sven, and Raven is very, very low, but he does get Fearless. Still, he may lose his own life. Raven's so darn low, but Jackky, he needs one more hit and he can't get it. He cannot get it. Jackky will go after DJ. He'll lose the Aegis.
That was close to the game right there. I think if they actually take down the Sven, if Raven dies there, he had no buyout. That's definitely a Rax, and they committed everything. Like that was a BKB purchase as well for him. Oh, that was close.
3 buybacks on Motivate.Trust.
I think if they don't buy back Jackky guys twice, though, like that was the mentality. Like, do we save our PA, who is everything right now?
Red, pretty low, gets used up midway through the chain. Boombell just going to get on top of that timber.
Boombell with an item I haven't seen much at all. He's built a Holy Locket.
Oh. I mean, you can use the charges on your teammates.
Yeah, it's effectively, he's got 2 soul rips right now, because he can use the wand, the Holy Locket charges, I should say. What is it called? Energy
Radiant are
charge?
scanning.
Energy charge.
I've never read that in my life.
Very original.
Oh, yeah.
Radiant's
Since the
top
release of
tower
this
is
item,
under
it's been
attack.
completely lackluster. So I'm curious to see if they can make it work.
I mean, you've got the Soul Rip plus the Holy Locket now, so it is a lot of burst heal. Not to mention, it does amp up the heal of the
Yeah,
Soul Rip.
35%, which is
Scanning.
pretty solid.
I'd say so.
Like, I just have literally no opinion on it, because I have no idea. I've never seen it in a pro game.
I think that's with everyone, though.
Like,
Like,
outside of IO. IO doesn't really count.
of course.
Cheat code.
Yeah. Well, they're just going to stick together, both teams. Obviously, we're at that stage of the game now where every team fight should be just about a 5v5. Neither side really wanting to give any free kills away, especially considering we are low on buybacks at the moment.
Yeah, oh, let's see how Oh yeah, we are very low on buybacks. Only 1 player has them, and that's the Legion Commander. Oh boy.
Boombell. Rev in the Moonlight Shadow. Know where Motivate.Trust are.
It'd be curious to see what happens at level 25 as well for Jackky. Because if he starts to get these, he could chunk down these tank heroes. I'm not sure if you want to wait for that, and clearly they don't. They're smoking up to find something. Oh, and a nice little item for him. Titan Sliver as well.
Look at the one. Jackky. Thank you very much for that.
I mean, it's only really second to Paladin Sword when it comes to a core that has lifesteal naturally and just wants to tank up against fights. Paladin Sword, Titan Sliver, and then obviously if you get the
Radiant's
Illusionist
top
Cape
tower
on
is
something.
under attack.
Yeah, well,
I will never not harp on that
Dire's
goddamn
bottom
item.
tower is under attack.
Raven and Forever gonna push out the bot
Dire's
tier
top
2,
tower
and
is
the top
falling.
tier 2, of course, gonna be removed by
Radiant's top tower
Motivate.Trust.
is under attack. Radiant's top tower has fallen.
Even trade between the two, and are we waiting for the next Roshan now? Like,
Oh, they're actually going to find Forever. That's what we're waiting for.
yeah, Forever
Jewel?
getting caught out by the Aether Remnant. Jewel not actually being there from Masaros yet, but well, he is really turned fast with that 4-star.
Masaros.
Couldn't quite get the Jewel off in time. He's still making the chase, but Forever is just fine. The rest of Fnatic, they smoke up.
I believe Fnatic 3 smoked. They're going to look towards top lane, but I don't know what they're going to find here. Clearly, they saw Motivate TP hit almost everyone, so they might find Fearless here.
Fearless.
Fearless,
Massive
Cans?
pick off. Dissimulate going to be out in time with the Astral Step. Just fine, but Forever goes in and does get Boombell with the Yule. Still Boombell happy to fight back. He already has the Tombstone down.
With a gem too now. I don't know if Boombell is the one to hold it. He has died 8 times. Yeah, okay, he gives it away to Fearless.
Oh my.
I just saw him have that. I'm like, oh bear, that's definitely going to Fnatic.
Still, 21-19. 3k net worth lead. Another very, very even game between these two. Motivate.Trust. You can see how aggressive they want to get. They just want to make the jump on somebody. Jackky quite find a
the
target.
Satanic coming through. He's definitely going to buy. I can see he's curious, just sitting on the secret shop waiting for this Satanic gold. I think that's go time for them. I'll look for the tier 2 bot. With the Satanic, he'll have what, 2600, 2700 health?
Radiant's bottom
And obviously the
tower is
Sliver as
under
well
attack.
with the status resist. It's going to be quite hard to take down Jackky.
I imagine it will be. Jackky does go ahead, takes down the bot tier 2, and you can see Fnatic up towards that top lane,
Dire's
trying to
top tower
establish
is
that
under
top
attack.
tier 2 tower themselves. Left it be for now, they just let the creep wave take care of it. And that Satanic you brought up on the PA is also up and running now.
Oh, and it's a long Roche. I think that's actually bad for Motivate. They quite easily control the map right now. So they,
Jump in, Jackky going after DJ, no lucky crits Forev gonna get the Yules off. Arrow, not gonna connect.
I don't know if you want to fight that though, because Masaros obviously just the attack and he turns around and tries to kill you again.
That is true.
Oh. This game is on its knife edge, right? I'm hesitant to say who wins it.
You can't, it's just too close.
This is what we want though. We wanted close games. One team has shown up, or one series has shown up rather.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad it was the second one.
Absolutely. There is an MKB, by the way, flying out on Raven.
Ooh, okay.
Just trying to have a way to actually hit Jackky. Should have it up very, very soon, I believe, on that spin.
He still needs to be careful though, because he can get jumped on quite
Jackky has started. Makes the jump onto Moon, but he's just way too tanky. So instead, Forev just tries to go in onto the PA, but Jabs is already gone, and Jackky just keeps going on that spin.
Raven,
He's got nowhere to go. Raven getting jeweled up. That is a lot of cleave damage, but it is not enough. Now Moon gonna jump back in with Forev. They're trying to clean up the side of MG.Trust, but it is no good. Forev also gonna go down. They only really got Boombill on the Undying. Boom, this BKB, it is gonna wear off, and Jackky able to get another kill, and there are no buybacks.
Yeah, I was just about to say the only one with buyback is still alive.
Uh-oh.
Oh boy.
Radiant's
I actually
middle
can't believe Sven almost turned around and killed the entire enemy team off a duel. I'd be livid if that happened to me. But Jackky has faith in the boys. Boombill once again in the grave watching his team push.
He falls under siege. Jackky wants to just get this game over and done with.
It is quite hard though with the Bloodlust. Like we mentioned in the first series, Bloodlust is still broken. It gives double the attack speed on towers. Don't ask me why. I have no idea.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Just keep going. Instead of going after those tier 4s, they'll just secure another rat. And the bot lane does go down. It's a question of whether you want to try and risk going. Oh, they got Forev with the Yules, and now the jewel is there with the follow-up from Jackky. And Forev is actually not dead yet, but does eventually go down to Q. And that might just be Megas.
Radiant's top tower.
Fnatic are actually about to get upset. And not only is it like, oh, it's an upset during the middle of the middle of the group stage. They were testing something. No, this is round one, game one for them. You're meant to come in with a bang with your new carry, and you're on the back foot quite heavily now. Roshan is up as well. And without Forev, I don't know how you fight this Roshan pit.
You're going to have to try. With the Aegis going the way of MG.Trust, how do you defend your high ground after that?
They got to be careful though. So the Abyssal got purchased up by Jackky, and they haven't seen it yet. So if they come in and try to take a fight, he could actually just one-shot or two-shot one of these carries.
Coming up with Jackky. Casual 1.8k crit.
Jackky, with the level 25, hasn't leveled yet. Oh, he goes to triple dagger.
Years of my
It's still a great talent, I guess. It's just, you know, you'd love to see the extra critical...
But it makes sense, right? Because if you have the triple dagger and you get lucky on two, all of a sudden... can't play
Radiant's
Jack,
top
can't
tower
play
is
DJ.
under attack.
They've lost half their health pool in the backline to a stray dagger. And obviously with the cleave in these fights,
Radiant's
it can actually just
top
cleave from all three daggers.
Jackky. But he just jumps to press the attack, but Jabs had a Ghost Scepter, and in fact, they're going back in onto this PA.
He does have a BKB, but I don't think it matters because he has 40% status. And Masaros just removing everything.
Radiant's
Megas.
That is Mega Creep.
Oh boy, here we go. This is going to be spicy. Can Raven buy another Rapier is the question.
I mean, at this point, you might want to. I was about to bring that up, actually. Going for the MKB rather than the straight Divine. Surprised me just a little bit considering how game 2 went, but I guess at that point where he got the MKB up, he hadn't lost a Rax yet.
The game was still like, what, 4k net worth max?
Yeah, it's pretty close.
Quite even. So the MKB made sense, but losing that team by no buyouts after the MKB purchase, and it really just doesn't look great from here. They lost everything, like you said, mega creeps. And now you can just drown them out, get the tier 4 items, and then fight again before they get theirs.
They're waiting. Just waiting for that right moment, someone to step off the high ground.
Ooh. They have a Princess Knight, so they've still got 3 more OP.
They jump in. They got there. It is going to be a duel out onto the DK Moon.
Buyout though.
The buyback. Will have to commit. They are looking towards those tier 4 towers. Smoke broken, there goes Raven, there's the buyback. They'll go after Boom Build, they'll get the Undying. Now stun up onto the PA. Jackky is falling low, but he does manage to blink strike out of there. The chain forward with the stun. Jackky very, very low.
Satanic
And the Satanic not really going to work out. The Aegis does expire, but the fight continues. They want to go after this PA one more time. Raven trying to hit away. Jackky will pop the BKB, and now with that line steal, he is fighting back. Raven is in huge trouble, and it looks like he is about to fall though. No, the Invis keeping him alive. So he'll turn around onto somebody else. There will be jabs on the Ogre going down. Still the fight continues, however, Moon is not giving up yet. He still wants Jackky. However, Forever is going to fall on the Timber, and they fall that GG is the call from Fnatic.